We call the meeting to order. Starting out with the Farmers Department, can you lead us?
Let's pray. Most kind and gracious Heavenly Father, we just so humbly come before you again this evening, Lord, just asking your prayer upon our business tonight, Lord, and Lord, just asking your blessing upon the county. Lord, we're in the season of Thanksgiving, Lord, and we just pray for all those that are in need, Lord, all those that are suffering with the food insecurities we've had in recent weeks, Lord, and Lord, we pray for the upcoming food distribution later this week in partnership with the Health Wagon on Thursday, Lord, that many people would be served and blessed with that, Lord Jesus. Lord, just watch over our county, Lord, watch over our citizens, Lord, and we just pray that you just keep us all safe, Lord. It's all these things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Let's see. Chris, you want to lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now we need a motion to approve the minutes from our regular meeting, October 28th.
If there's no questions, I make a motion that we approve the minutes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from October 28th. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Motion carries. The approval of the agenda.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, before you, you'll see an agenda addendum lying there with two additions. We have item 7H under new business, the Fair Committee Establishment and Operating Policy. And we also have under item 11, scheduled public hearings, we have an additional public hearing there, item C, adoption of solid waste ordinance on December 16th, 2025 at 5:55 p.m. So we would ask that as you consider the agenda, that you would consider adding these listed on the addendum.
Okay. We have a motion with those additions to the to the agenda.
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda with adding the two items 7H and 11C.
I'll second.
Well, we have a motion and a second for the agenda with the two added items. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Now down to the consent agenda. Want to do all these together?
Under item 4, if you'll click item 4, you'll see there needs to be two separate votes on this one, please.
Two separate votes.
On the approval
Oh,
of the
expend-
expenditures.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me get on here. We need to make a motion to approve all of them except one. Or you want to make a
can do-
motion to pull that one out first?
I think we can do a motion just to approve item 4A on the expenditures individually. And for the record, Ms. Kaiser, who owns Peggy's Catering, has a check in there. County administration procured the Veterans Day dinner, and Ms. Kaiser was the lowest price, and we'd ask her to cater that event. So she would need to abstain from this. So if we'd want to take a motion and a second to approve item 4A, then we can consider items B through H together after that.
Someone want to make that motion?
Okay, I make a motion that we approve all the expenditures except that one check.
I'll
That's
second.
to Peggy's Catering.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve everything except for the,
Mr. Chair, could I ask some
Okay.
clarification? Are we going to approve items B through H? Is that what it is, Ms. Willis?
Yes.
B
Okay.
through H,
B
yes.
through H.
Well, we have a motion for B through H. All in favor?
Aye.
Also. Now we
Then we'll
need a motion.
motion for item A.
Motion for item A.
I did not vote on that. If you will make a note that I do vote aye for B through H.
This is for A.
And then for A, we just need to pay all of them except for one.
No, we'll just make a motion, we just need a motion to approve item 4A by itself.
Yeah,
Correct, all by itself, and then she'll
Put it
need to
separate.
abstain.
Okay.
So do we have a motion to approve item 4A?
Now I make a motion that we approve 4A.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
As well.
I abstain.
And we make a note to Ms. Geiser abstain. Thank you. All right, takes us to public comment. Anyone
Yes.
read the,
Upon recognition by the chairman, the speaker shall address himself to the chairman, and if at the conclusion of his remarks, any member of the Board of Supervisors desires further information, the board will address the speaker with permission of the chairman. There shall be a time limit for each individual speaker of 3 minutes. A representative of a group may have up to 5 minutes to make a presentation. Speakers are not permitted to donate time to other speakers. No speaker's time shall be extended except by unanimous consent or 2/3 vote of the board members present. Prohibited conduct. Persons appearing before the board will not be allowed to campaign for public office, promote private business ventures, use profanity, use language which insults or demeans any persons when directed at a public official or employee when not related to his or her official duties. However, citizens have the right to comment on the performance, conduct, and qualifications of public figures, make frivolous statements, interrupt other speakers, or engage in behavior that disrupts the meeting, engage in behavior that intimidates others, address the board on issues that do not concern the services, policies, or affairs of the county.
we got a big crowd tonight to speak.
if you'd like to call in for public comment, that number is 276-333-0357. Once again, that number is 276-333-0357. If there's nobody on the line, nobody stepping up, if someone would like to make a motion to close public comment.
I'll make a motion that we go ahead and close it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to close public comment. All in favor?
Aye.
As well. Right now we're down to 6A, Fire Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before you, you will have, we have 7 members that currently serve on the Fair Committee. And of those 7, all terms are expiring December 31st, 2025. So we have 5 by district and then 2 at large on that. Now, what we have, they all served 4-year terms before, and of course, as we get a little later on in the agenda, we're going to recommend that those be staggered terms. So what Ms. Willis and I spoke right before the meeting, out of these 7, I think if we do these 7 appointments, then what we'll do is at random, we will draw out the names, 3 of which will serve a 2-year term and 4 of which would serve a 4-year term, if that'd be okay, Mr. Sturgill?
that would
Try to
be.
do it at random.
I think
On
that's
that to
fair.
create those staggered terms for future, so we don't have all 7 coming up at the same time.
I think that's a good idea.
And as you look at your agenda, I notice there's a hiccup with it loading there, but it,
But if we do, can I speak?
Yes, ma'am.
If we do 2-year and 4-year, at the end of the 2-year,
everybody's 4-year from that
then
point on.
everybody would
serves a
be
4-year
4 years.
term.
Correct.
Okay. We wouldn't want to do 3 and 4, that way they're always staggered Otherwise, we'd have to stagger them again in 4 years.
Whatever the pleasure of the board is, like I said, if
But I
you
mean,
do
2
the,
is fine.
whatever you do.
They'll still
and
be
then-
staggered.
Huh?
They'll still be
Still
staggered.
be, okay, that's fine. Just a,
We need to do these as a motion.
One at a time, ideally. And the way this is, of course, and that's what I was looking here, it's not opening correctly, but we are in nominations. And so when we do nominations, the chair will open the floor for nominations for whichever district or at large. And then you'll accept the nominations, and then the chair will just close nominations. You don't need a motion or second. You'll close nominations and then vote on them in the order received, so.
Okay. I'd like to open up the floor for nominations, and then mine's at the top of the list. I've got to go ahead and nominate Thelma Branham. He's very active in the fire and works real hard with them. Just move on to the next district.
I'll just say if there's no more nominations, go ahead and close nominations for your district. We'll vote on them
I make a
individually.
motion
So,
we close the nomination for Sand Lake if there's no other nominations.
Yeah.
Somebody second.
I'll second it.
yeah,
have
we
to
don't need a
vote on that.
second. So,
Oh, you don't need a
I didn't
second.
think if you,
Just to,
Well, we made a motion to close it.
Yeah.
right,
So
he
you
can,
would
you don't
have
have
to
to
have
have a motion. He can just close.
He
the-
can just close it based on Robert's Rules of Order, and then we can have a vote individually on them, on each one.
So do we vote on Thelma's now?
We can, to me, I think we should probably vote on them as we take it by district.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can do it as a block group, but I think it probably
Probably
makes
better
most
to do it by
sense to do
district
it
one at a time.
in district one at a time.
okay. All right, got a motion and a second for Thelma. All in favor?
There's just a nomination.
there's just a nomination, ain't no, there ain't been no motion. I'll make a motion that we, approve Thelma's nomination for the Sand Lake District.
we don't
have
to.
You don't have to do
You
that?
just
We
vote
vote.
now.
Just,
Just have to have a vote.
Just vote.
Okay,
Richard, you just call for a vote.
Yep, that's what I was trying to do.
okay, sorry.
make it something simple,
All
call.
in favor of Thelma Branham?
Aye.
As well. They were all a little confused on that.
And if you want to reload that item on your agenda now, it is corrected. It will give you the steps on the second page on that if needed. So, for some reason it wasn't opening correctly.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, our next one was going to be
Jim.
Jack Stanley, which would be the
Jack's
Kennedy
not gonna
District.
be reappointed. I talked to Jack yesterday, and he said that he had enjoyed working with it, but he wanted to step down, and my nomination is I nominate Roderick Mullins is gonna take his place. Talked to him last night, and he's willing to take it, and I appreciate him.
Okay, Ms. Supervisor Willis nominated Mr. Mullins. Are there any further nominations? Okay. There are no further nominations. Nominations will be closed for that one.
Yeah, we just need to vote now on that nomination.
We need a motion for the vote or just no? Okay. All in favor, Mr. Mullins, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. And that takes us down to,
we have the Irvington District next, who's currently served by Ruby Coleman.
I have not talked to her. I guess she's still around. I don't know. I haven't even seen her out anywhere, run into her anywhere. Don't have a contact number.
They said she only attended one meeting and didn't come back.
Yeah, the whole 4 years that she was on there. Yeah, I had heard that as well. I had reached out to the mayor of Clinchco, and he does not think that he is able to serve. I have asked somebody else from the Clinchco area, but he says that he would like to have a little bit of time to think about it, because I didn't ask him till later this afternoon, so I really don't have anybody unless I nominate him, but if he don't want it, I would be right back here in December for that, so.
And you can do that, or we can,
What about Kim
table
Nichols?
that
Did you ask her?
if need be, and we can take that up at our December meeting, because their current term don't expire until December 31st, so we've still got time if you need. Is that correct, Mr.?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who, Rhonda?
Kim Nichols, have you asked her? I know she goes to the fair a lot, don't she?
Kim Nichols? No, I didn't even think about her. But if this guy ends up telling me that, because it's Cody Deloach, that if he doesn't take it, then I will reach out to both of these people and have a name to submit by the December. So I would like to table the
can do that.
Irvington nomination until our December meeting, if at all possible.
We wanna just continue that one on till next meeting.
Yes. Yeah. So the next
Hers will be
district,
a
we,
carryover.
Yeah.
next person we will have, currently Chandra Mullins serves for the Willis District, so.
Somebody said she moved to West Virginia, is that true?
I don't know. I'm gonna nominate Barbara Wilbur for the Willis District.
Barbara what?
Wilbur.
And her moved to West Virginia.
I seen her Saturday. Seen
She
Chandra,
serves
but I
on the
didn't ask her.
nominating committee with us, Rhonda, so.
I don't know.
Pardon me?
She serves on the, I'm sorry, I said nominate. She serves on the
Planning Commission.
planning commission with us.
She does? I've
The
seen
meeting
her at a
before last, she
meeting.
had to miss because the fair committee was the same night.
I remember seeing her at a meeting. Is this Rick
Somebody told me
Mullins'
she had
daughter?
moved. I
Uh,
didn't know.
This is Rick Mullins' daughter?
No,
Oh, this is a different Chandra
Right.
Mullins.
no, Barbara Wilbur.
I nominate
She sits
Barbara.
I know Barbara Wilder's on the planning committee.
That's
Yes,
who he nominated.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. She's a nice person.
Supervisor Hall nominated Ms. Wilbur. Are there any further nominations? So, that nomination's closed. If someone wants to make a motion. Just need a vote on her.
You just need to vote on it.
All in favor of Ms. Wilbur for the fire committee for
Aye.
Mr. Hall's district?
Uh-huh.
As well.
Mr. Chair, next is going to be the Clintwood District, and we have currently Ms. Rita Surratt serving in that capacity.
I talked with Rita yesterday, and she said that she would, but she might not. But she said it as of yesterday. She said she didn't mind to be nominated for it. I'll nominate Rita Surratt.
Mr. Sluss has nominated Ms. Rat. Are there any further nominations? Nominations will be closed. All in favor of Mr. Rat?
Uh-huh.
As well.
Mr. Chair, lastly, we have two at-large positions. Our first at-large position is currently held by Ms. Dora Wallace.
I would like to nominate the Branham that serves down there, Billy. See a Branham?
He is.
Yeah.
Billy Branham. I'd like to nominate him.
He was very active.
Oh, yeah, they say they can't make it.
You need, okay.
Supervisor Wills nominated Billy. Branham, is there any further nominations? Not, nominations will be closed. All in favor of Mr. Branham, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye as well.
Mr. Chair, lastly, we have Ms. Allison O'Quinn, who's serving the second at-large nomination?
I'd like to nominate Donna Fields for that position. She's the treasurer.
She,
Is she the treasurer?
She's our treasurer, yes.
She does a good job.
She does a very good job.
These are gonna be voting members, so we need them on there.
Yeah.
And you all said Ms. O'Quinn did not want to be back on, is that right?
Yeah, she resigned, they said.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's what Jack told me, that she had resigned. I believe Jack or Thelma one told me she'd resigned.
Who was it you?
Donna
Fields.
Fields.
Donna Fields. She's been very active in the fair for several years.
She has.
Yeah.
All right. Ms. Willis nominated Donna Fields. Are there any further nominations? We'll close nominations. All in favor of Ms. Fields, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye as well.
And good attendees to work. Yeah.
We did a very good job with that, so.
All of it.
Woo-hoo.
That's a lot at one time to
It's a lot at one
Yeah.
time.
put on.
yes.
And I think it is a good idea to have a stagger. Yeah.
It's hard to all come up, you know, you could have a whole new, you could have a whole new slate of.
Really, I think we
members.
ought to just put everybody's name in and see who gets the two staggered.
I think that's a fair way to do it, so.
Draw them out random.
Yeah.
Well, that takes us down to new business. We have a policy on weather-related closures.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. With winter weather coming up and looking at that, we sometimes have key employees such as our maintenance staff that has to come in when others don't work. You know, the sheriff's office is always in, dispatch is always in, and a lot of times maintenance will have to come in and scrape the parking lot, clear the sidewalks, and do things in addition. And so there's been some confusion lately with the state law change on overtime that occurred back in July. But our procedure we've always followed in the past is we give these employees, compensation time for coming in on those days off, and we can do that still legally as long as they don't work over 40 working hours in a week. And so I drafted a simple policy here stating how that would happen, so these men would know how they would be compensated when they do come in. So, and again, this is the same procedure that we've followed since I've been here. There's nothing really new. It's just more outlining the way that it's handled. So, but I'll answer any questions anyone has with that, so.
I just have, Mr. Chairman, I have one question.
Okay, go ahead.
To Larry, well, my mind went quite blank, but, so who determines you determine the closure of the office? What guidelines do you follow? Do you follow the court, or?
No, Judge Patton and I usually speak every morning. We try to be of one accord.
That's what I mean, do you follow what Judge Patton says?
Well, we work together on it, but I've got spotters throughout the county that I contact, and we determine what the weather conditions are. And normally my normal procedure is I would our office is normally open at 8:30. I'll initially do like a 10 o'clock delay to give us time to see if VDOT's going to get the roads clear and our guys can get the parking lots open. And we try to always open anytime we can safely get our employees out and be safely open for the public. But when I feel that's not safe, then Judge Patton and I will always talk that morning, and we try to make a call so we're on the same page. Because he lives in Lebanon and he don't always know the weather here, so we always talk and make a decision. And then, we go with that. Also, we've got a chat group that we communicate with behavioral health and with DSS and with PSA. In the past, they've changed their policy now, but we let them know what we're doing. That way, if they want to follow suit, or they can do whatever
we
they
changed
decide
our
on their
policy.
own. So,
Okay, good.
I think if they come in, they should be paid time and a half rather than having to take time off, But they don't get time and a half unless they work 40 hours. Is that
has to be
correct?
over 40, but they get paid, for being here, the regular pay, but then they would accrue comp time. Like if they come in and work 4 hours clearing lots and sidewalks and they've
Right.
earned 4 hours of compensation time, they can take off at another time, so.
But
So
what
they
is,
can take time and a half or either compensation time.
No, it'd just be hour for hour of compensation time because it wouldn't be over 40. If they worked over 40, like if it was a work week and they worked over 40, then by law, we'd have to compensate them with overtime pay at time and a half.
Right.
So,
I
So
think
if,
that's fair.
let's say we call in and there's no, let's say there's a 2-hour delay. And maintenance workers comes in on time and the office staff comes in 2 hours later, then the maintenance people will get an extra 2 hours?
Yes, technically, but what we normally do on that is I let them leave an hour and a half early to make up the difference. So, difference in the 8:30 and the 10. But if something happened and they couldn't leave by that, then they would accrue that extra hour and a half because they worked an hour and a half more than was required with the rest of the staff. So, try to treat them fairly and compensate them fairly for the work they're doing. So,
I make a motion that we adopt this policy on weather-related closures.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna vote no on that one. But it carries, yeah. Just because there's people that has to come out and work, they don't get compensated, so. Just my opinion, but it passed and I'm glad.
sounds good.
All right. Down to 7B.
7B with our CDBG Dickinson County Urgent Need Project. We have 8 different items here to consider, and of course, a little background. We were awarded funding from DHCD, which is the Virginia Department of Housing and Community Development. The funding was under a Virginia Community Development Block Grant Program, which, CDBG, for $705,503 to install up to 13 permanent mounted backup generators for pump stations for the Dickinson County PSA and the town of Clintwood water systems. These generators would be located in the areas that are hardest to access because the PSA has portable generators they take out now. They don't have enough generators for each place. They move them around as they need to pump. But in the Dennis had identified the hardest areas to get to, and we worked with Cumberland Plateau to write this grant. But these generators would be a great asset during times of power outages so that we can pump water from the water authority to maintain water service throughout an extended power outage. With this grant, there's some administrative things that have to be done, these 8 items, so we'll go through them one at a time. Our first item is going to be a resolution basically stating that the county appropriates the sum of $703,503 to this project, contingent upon receiving the funds from the Virginia Department of Housing and Community Development. So, like I said, each of these 8 is a requirement of receiving the grant funding. So,
We need to vote on these as we go through them one at a time. huh?
yes, sir.
I make a motion that we approve the resolution to appropriate $703,503 in CDBG funding for this project.
I'll second it.
All right. We have a motion and a second to approve the resolution. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. About the administrative agreement.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Our next item we have to take up is going to be our administrative agreement with Cumberland Plateau Planning District Commission. And of course, Cumberland Plateau does a very good job working with these grants, with the block grants. We've worked with them on the Trammell block grants, the 2 grants there, and there's a lot of work to them as far as in doing that. And of course, in exchange for doing that, when they wrote the grant, helped us write the grant, there's a 10% cost share that Cumberland Plateau would get for administering the grant, for doing all the reports, the paperwork, the drawdowns, all the work that they do. But in order to do that, we have to have an administrative agreement with them. So that's what the next document in your packet is. And I'll answer any questions anyone has on that.
So all the work falls to them and not to you
Well,
or?
as you know, serving on the Trammell Committee, there's still a lot of
Yeah,
work.
there's
with
still a
these.
lot of work.
There's
yes.
still a lot of work, but they carry the heavier load
Yeah,
with that.
okay.
I make a motion that we go into that agreement with the Cumberland Plateau Planning District.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Next, we have agreement with the Dixon County Public Service Authority.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next agreement that we have, of course, the county was the applicant for the funding. Again, we both work with PSA and Cumberland Plateau on this, but This agreement is basically outlining each party's responsibilities, what the county does and what the PSA does. And ultimately, it shows that the PSA will be the owner of the generators at the end of the project and will be the party responsible for maintaining and upkeeping them. So that's what the next agreement is.
Are they going, I have asked a question, Mr.
Yes,
Davis.
go ahead.
Are they going to take care of the ones that for the town of Clintwood too?
They would not, and it's to be determined as far as how many is going to go to the town of Clintwood on that. Dennis is working on that to establish everything, and then whatever would go to the town of Clintwood, the PSA will have a separate administrative agreement with the town of Clintwood outlining, what funding would go towards them to assist with theirs, and it would give that responsibility to the town of Clintwood
Wait,
to
is it my-
operate and maintain those.
Is it my understanding the town of Clintwood maintains the one to the rehab facility? The water line going out George's Fork?
The
They do.
town of Clintwood, I think, has the water line, the PSA has the sewer, is that correct,
That's
Mr. Willis?
correct.
So I would assume, hopefully they'll put a generator out there for that. I would hope. I don't know. Is the PSA gonna be? who's
No,
gonna-
the town of Clintwood's responsible for the water on that. I'm not sure. I know the town of Clintwood has identified. I just don't recall where each
So
generator
they
will
have to
be.
submit something to the PSA asking for a generator, right?
Correct, because the PSA is the main applicant along with us, and then there will be a sub-agreement between the PSA and the town of Clintwood as far as what happens there. But when Cumberland Plateau wrote the grant, they had also worked with the town of Clintwood on what they needed, so they took all that into account in the overall funding that they asked for to accommodate the 13 generators, so.
I know, I've asked you before, that building out there, there's some generators in that
It
building.
is out here across from
Yeah.
the UMWA building. That's the PSA's building. They have their portable generators stored in there, and I'm not sure how many they have. Miss Willis might know.
I
but
don't know, but they come
They've got
and
several.
check them.
I see them out there. They have to each month. I think they have to service them and crank them
They
and make
do
sure
have to
everything
crank
is
'em.
in good
Well, I think
working
it's
order.
one of, I know, when was the last time, I remember the time we were out, was it 15 years, 14 years ago?
They use.
after-
We was out 3 weeks, we
Right
didn't
back
have
in
any water.
2009. After that is when they were able to get the
Yeah.
grant to purchase those portable generators with, and of course I know they were
used them
used
during that flooding.
in February. They used
Yeah,
those
they used
generators.
them
They
during
jocked
the
them around all the
It's
different
better to
sizes to be able
have
to
cold
pump.
water, not have any water at all.
It sure is.
Yeah.
I mean, if your power goes out, you won't be able to have hot water, but you'd be able to have cold water, which.
And of course, we're limited right now as to how much water that the plant would have on hand because there's not a permanent generator at the John Flanagan Water Authority plant. There's docking stations for, you've got three. You have to have the raw water intake, the booster pump, and the plant itself. And the plant itself takes quite a bit to run it, but it is designed so that a generator that's mounted like on a tractor trailer can come from the Roanoke area and come down and be docked and connected in order to continue powering the plant. But those are still portables required to operate the plant, but it would get us permanent ones at the pump stations because the couple tanks there at the plant can hold quite a bit of water, once they generate it. So
Well, that's just great, I think.
it is a very good thing. So
We hear the motion, the agreement with the Dixie County PSA.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, any discussion on that? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. And the non-discrimination policy?
thank you, Mr. Chair. The non-discrimination policy, of course, the county already has a non-discrimination policy, and we've adopted this same non-discrimination policy several times, but Cumberland Plateau said we need to adopt this again, specific to this grant as part of the grant procedure. So
I make a motion that we adopt the non-discriminatory discrimination policy.
Second.
Motion and a second on the non-discrimination policy, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well.
Mr.
Fair
Chair,
housing certification?
fair housing certification, and again, anytime that you do a community development block grant project, you have to reaffirm, that you will do each year one action to affirmatively further fair housing each grant year. And so, currently with the Trammell projects that we've been doing, each year we do a different item. If you recall, sometimes in board meetings, we've passed things or we've done things, certain advertisements and things. And even with this, even though it's not housing related, with these permanent mount generators, we still have to abide by those same qualifications. So we have our same fair housing certification here, stating that Dickinson County agrees to take at least one action to affirmatively further fair housing each grant year during the life of this project. So we just ask that that be reapproved, so.
Go ahead,
I make a motion that we approve the fair housing certification.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the fair housing certification. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Residential anti-displacement and relocation assistance plan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, with each block grant that's done, as you look at the grant, you have to affirm that you're not going to, or, if you do displace someone, there has to be relocation assistance and a plan for how that's handled. And we have to approve this, but as stated in the plan that we'll be adopting here, the activities as planned will not cause any displacement from or conversion of occupied structures. So we have to pass this, this plan, so.
And I make a motion that we approve the residential anti-displacement and relocation assistance plan certification.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Next down to the section 504 grievance procedure policy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Section 504 grievance procedure policy, that's under HUD, Housing and Urban Development. HUD Section 504, it prevents discrimination against an individual with disabilities in all programs that receive federal assistance, including HUD-funded housing programs, which is where this funding is coming from. So again, we are not providing any housing with these funds, but we are still required to implement this grievance procedure, which would be if someone felt like they were being discriminated against on their housing with the funds on this, that it would give a procedure for their grievance, which the grievance would come to me as county administrator. So we just ask that the board consider approving this policy.
I make a motion that we approve section 504 grievance procurement policy.
Procedure policy.
Procedure policy, I'm sorry, I just read it here.
Yeah.
Got a motion, do we have a second?
See it on this
I'll
one
second
there.
it.
All right, motion and a second for the 504 grievance procedure policy. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well.
We're about to get through.
Yeah. And down to the VDH agreement.
Take them all.
We're on the Section 3 Business and Employment Plan, our last
Oh,
item under
sorry.
CDBG. And basically, I like this plan. Again, anytime you receive CDBG funds, they want you to have a plan that encourages you to use local Dickinson County businesses to provide these services, and for those businesses to employ or lower income Dickinson County residents as a condition of this grant. And the plan actually outlines how this is to be advertised and overseen. So again, we would ask that this plan be approved as a condition of the grant.
I like that too.
I make a motion, we approve the Section 3 Business and Employment Plan.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the Section 3 Business and Employment Plan. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Financial policy capitalization threshold.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, this is more of a housekeeping type item. There were some changes with GASB, which is Government Accounting Standards Board, GASB 87, which now requires us to capitalize any leases that's going to be in excess of 12 months that meet certain criteria on that. Some of your smaller leases and things that are done in order to simplify record keeping and working with our auditors, the county has the ability through the GASB 87 gives authority to the county to set a threshold limit on a lease. If the term of the lease term, the amount of payments that's received would exceed a certain amount, then you'd have to look at capitalizing it. And most of the time with capital assets, we use at the county the $25,000 limits. We're proposing that same limit on our capital leases. And it's just implementing this plan, and that just makes our record keeping just a little simpler, and our auditors had recommended that we take this action as well, so.
I'll make a motion that we approve that lease agreement.
Motion?
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. We're down to the People Incorporated, right?
We have our VDH agreement right now.
Okay.
Item
VDH.
D.
My computer's bouncing around.
Mine is
Okay.
too.
On our VDH agreement, of course, as you'll recall, each year with the health department, we have to enter into a local agreement with them as far as the services they provide. Each year in the budget, the county allocates funding to the health department. In fiscal year 26, we're providing $266,079 in funding. And each year, the health department are very good stewards of our funds. Each year, they return any unused funds, and we had a significant amount returned from fiscal year 25. But this is just an agreement that outlines how much money we provide, how much the state provides, and how this, what services that the health department provides here. So we're just asking that the way the agreement's set up, it's a DocuSign, and it's set up for me to actually sign that. So we're just asking that you give me authority to sign this agreement. So.
I'll make that motion that we approve the Virginia Department of Health agreement.
I'll second it.
And that's to give the county administrator authority to sign the agreement, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All in
That's what you
favor?
said.
Yes, well,
Aye.
Also.
Now we're down to the leases.
People Incorporated Child Care.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Our next item is a proposed lease with People Incorporated to operate the Child Care Center. A little history on this. Back in 2004, the Dixon County Board of Supervisors entered into a 20-year lease agreement with People Incorporated to operate the Child Care Center. This agreement expired in January 2024, and according to the provisions in that lease agreement, it became a year-to-year lease that automatically renewed each year. Of course, as you know, there's unused space in that building, and People Incorporated and Kid Central have been working together to try to allow Kid Central to come in and occupy the unused portion of the building and to use the playground that's not being used and things. And, those discussions are going well. They currently have an MOU that they've executed on that. We had a contractor come Monday that maintenance met with. They're looking at doing a sidewalk on the left side of the building. So the primary entrance for Kid Central would go down that sidewalk and in that side door on the left of the building. And of course, getting back to the topic at hand here with the lease, People Incorporated, in order to be able to enter in this agreement with Kid Central and be able to offer this space to them, is requiring a few little tweaks in our lease, and they're proposing to enter into another 20-year lease with them on that. Most of the terms and conditions are the same as the original lease. It just took out some language back with the original agreement, the way it was set up and funded, but then it gives them, in paragraph 13, it gives them authority to negotiate and enter into an agreement with Kid Central to operate Head Start programming in that building. So, again, staff feels that it would be a good thing to see the unused portion of that building used. Again, it's up to the board as far as how to proceed on the lease with 20-year term.
Mr. Chairman, I think that we should agree on this lease. I'm so glad they're going to move over there because where they're at now is not a good place. They don't have parking, they don't have a playground, and I think they've already moved. They're in the process of moving the two
rooms from Clinton
office
Elementary,
buildings
yes,
into
ma'am.
the- So it's always bothered me that building is such a nice building, it's underused. I think this is a wonderful thing.
And in full disclosure, I'm chairman of the board for Kid Central as far as that.
Yeah, I don't know if I
With that being said, this is more,
My brother-in-law
it's allowing Kid Central to come in
Pardon me?
pursuant to this lease. But to me, the only issue with review is just making sure you all were okay with the 20-year term as far as that. And that's really a board decision. That's
An
what it
awful
was
long
previously.
year lease, and
It's a lot longer lease than what we typically approve.
I think that's too big a bit long of a lease. Sale, what could happen in
But
20 years?
they've had a 20-year lease, haven't they?
Yeah,
They
but
have.
look what
The
happened.
previous one was.
Look
yeah.
what happened in 20 years. They didn't Kid Central was there to begin with, and then they moved them out, and
Yep.
I think 20 years is an awful long time myself.
I
What
think
is
they could
the,
always propose another term that we could take back to Kids
What,
Central.
does Kid Central have to have the 20-year lease?
No. Kid
It's
Central
just
does.
People Incorporated, they
It's-
have to have
it-
that 20-year?
Correct. This is just for People Incorporated as far as that. Kid Central does not have to have a specific term as far as for that length of time in order to come in.
Would that bother People Incorporated if the lease was shorter?
We've not had that
We've not had that
conversation.
discussion, so,
I just
but I
think
think, you know,
20-year
whatever
lease
pleasure
is
of
a
the board
long
is, if the
time.
board wanted to propose a shorter term, and I think y'all can make a motion to approve the lease agreement contingent on People Inc. being willing to change the term to blank years, whatever you
The
want.
rest
it
of
to
you
be.
may not feel the same way, I don't know.
Yeah. And
Could we move it down to a 10-year?
that's what I was
I think
thinking.
that would be
I
fine.
think that's more appropriate.
Yeah, I think that'd be fine, and if there's an issue, we could always bring it back before the board, but
I think 10 years is.
And this lease does allow for Kid Central to.
It does, paragraph 13 adds the option to give them authority to
Right.
enter in an agreement with Kids Central to come in
Yeah, I
and
just-
use unoccupied space.
Wanted to highlight that.
Well, then I'll make a motion to approve the lease agreement contingency upon People Incorporated being willing to change the term of the lease to 10 years.
I guess it's all right if I vote on that. My brother works for Kid Central.
this
As long as
is
you don't live
solely,
near a household.
No, he don't live in, good, thank goodness he don't live in a house.
yeah, there's no issue.
I'll get a whooping over that one.
And I'll second it.
Okay.
That's the way you can't vote is if you live with.
Did we get a second?
Peggy
I
says,
did.
Okay. I lost my train of thought there for a minute. We got a motion and a second. Any discussion? This is for the 10-year change, right?
Yes,
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
I as well.
Yeah, we're down to L. We didn't take that
Down
off
to
the
the
agenda.
it needs to stay on.
sheriff's
Oh.
office vehicle purchase. Are we gonna?
You've got.
Mr. Chair, the
H.
sheriff was supposed to have been here tonight when he and I originally
Oh,
discussed
we have
this, and something came up and he had to be out of town today. So I would propose that we table this item and consider coming back at the end of the meeting instead of adjourning. Let's recess our meeting, and then we can take that up at the recess meeting if that'd be okay with the board.
Could we take it up, are you saying we take it up in closed session?
No,
No.
at recess our meeting till a later date and take it
Oh,
back
okay.
up. We've got
All right.
What was that later date that you was going, was it December the 1st?
December the 1st. If we get December 1st at 5:30, so.
Okay.
We need a motion or anything on that?
I
Will?
made a motion to
No,
do.
they do not.
And same thing with item G, Mr. Chair, the update on the implementation of economic development initiative. If we could take that up whenever we reconvene as well, I think that would be good, so. Ms. Cronkite is not able to be with us tonight either with economic development, so. Her mother's in the hospital in Knoxville and she had to leave to go down there today, so.
Could Peggy also make her appointment on
She
that
could
night
actually, she
also?
could come back on that because it's on our agenda, so she could.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
good point,
give
Ms.
you
Willis,
time.
thank you.
yes, I'll work.
Yeah, thank you, Shelby, that's a good idea.
Next, the fire committee establishment and operating policy.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Was not looking at my addendum on that, so, yes, so what you have before you here is a fair committee establishment and operating policy. And what we were doing with this is looking at, I think we've had some wonderful fairs in recent years. I think the fair committee has done a wonderful job in doing this, and yesterday, Ms. Willis and I were talking, we had a little event here yesterday morning, we were talking after that and trying to put a little more structure to things. The board, in recent years has been given $25,000 in funding, and then with the expenses they're paying to use the facility and stuff, kind of put just a little bit more, a sharper edge on this as far as how the fair committee is established. And of course, we have the 7 members that you guys have nominated and will be nominating. And the biggest thing that this does is establish that the fair committee is composed of those 7 voting members, 5 district appointments and 2 at large. All members shall be appointed by the Dickinson County Board of Supervisors. Members shall serve 4-year staggered terms with eligibility for reappointment. He goes on to say, if a member misses 2 consecutive meetings, they could be subject to being removed from the committee, because we need active participation, because it takes a lot of work to be on the Fair Committee. And it goes through here that each year annually, the Fair Committee will elect a chair, a vice chair, a secretary, and a treasurer among their 7 members that they have appointed by the Board of Supervisors. And it does put some reporting back here. It does create subcommittees and volunteers, because there's a lot of other people besides the 7 that you all appoint that come together as part of this Fair Committee and as volunteers. And it creates, the committee can form subcommittees that include volunteers and things, but only the 7 members that are appointed by you all are the ones that have the official votes on that, is what it kind of outlines. Just, as y'all work hard to try to get those appointments on there. That's basically in essence what what this does. It kind of lays all that out in here. Again, you can look at this. It does state in here, they provide an annual report or summary back to the Board of Supervisors after the fair. I think that's important, with the money and time y'all are putting into that, to, hear how they did and how successful they were. And it helps you all in planning as we go into budget for the next year to know how the county's money worked towards this and how, you can make changes the following year. So I think, again, it just kind of buttons everything up here on how it should be to help them operate a little more effectively and efficiently. And I appreciate Ms. Willis's help with this. So I'll try to answer any questions, or we're available to make any changes or tweaks that need to be made to this. So
Looks good.
I think it's good too. I make a motion that we, approve this Fair Committee operating policy that we have established tonight.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve this operating policy. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Right, that'll take us down to the closed meeting.
I'll make a motion that we go into closed meeting pursuant to the Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A1, A, Section 2.2-3711A1, I, Personnel, 1, all departments, including County Administrator.
And a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second for the closed meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Or
Again,
he's a dog.
next we need to
Bruce
schedule the public hearings.
We have to
We got our
certify.
certification.
All right,
Session.
you're right. I'm trying to rush here. 'cause
You're
it's
trying to
raining.
rush. Wait, quit raining.
Don't
Quit
be in no
rushing.
rush.
Y'all want to quit raining?
Are you ready for me to read that?
Yes, please.
I usually have no room.
I make a motion that whereas the Dickinson County Board of Supervisors has convened a closed meeting on this date pursuant to an affirmative recorded vote and in accordance with the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and whereas 2.23712 of the Code of Virginia requires a certification by the Dickinson County Board of Supervisors that a closed meeting was conducted in conformity with Virginia law. Now therefore be it resolved that the Dickinson County Board of Supervisors hereby certifies that to the best of each member's knowledge, only public matters, business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements by Virginia law were discussed in the closed meeting to which this certification resolution applies, and only such public business matters as identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered by the Dickinson County Board of Supervisors.
A motion, do we have a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? Mr. Hall, how do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Kaiser?
Aye.
Ms. Willis?
Aye.
Ms. Slush?
Aye.
And I also. We're down to scheduling the public hearings. Or do we need to, do we have any matters coming out of closed session?
We
None?
have none.
Okay. Now we're down to schedule.
Now
public
you're there.
hearing.
I'll make a motion that we schedule the public hearing for adoption of solar ordinance on December the 16th, 2025 at 5:40 PM. Do we have to have a motion on that? Well, I made the motion.
Need a second.
Second.
A motion is second for the adoption of the solar ordinance December 16th, 2025, 5:40 PM. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well.
Also, I'd make a motion that we have a public hearing to adopt the ordinance for veterans exemption on December the 16th, 2025 at 5:50 PM.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second for the adoption of the ordinance for the veterans exemption December 16th, 2025, 5:50 PM. All in favor?
Aye.
I have one more public hearing. I make a motion that we adopt the solid waste ordinance, public hearing for solid waste ordinance on December the 16th, 2025 at 5:55.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second for the adoption of the solid waste ordinance December 16th, 2025 at 5:55 PM. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye as well. Takes us down to supervisor comments. Ms. Lush, we'll start with you this evening.
Well, several things. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And let's give thanks to God for his blessings on all of you, all of us in the county and our country. And I also want to commend our academic team. Ridgeview Academic won the district. Not only do we have good sports people, we have smart people. They won the district, and I went to the chorus last week where they did a singing for the Beatles songs, and it was very good, very impressive. And I think that is something. I know when I went to school we had chorus, but I didn't join. Now I wished I had, but nevertheless they did a great job. I also want to commend our girls volleyball team. They made it to the playoffs. And our football team plays in the playoffs Saturday at 2 up here at Ridgeview against Lebanon. But most of all, I want to thank God for his blessings on me and my family. And I pray God's blessings on all of you.
Ms. Willis?
I just thank everyone for, being here. I thank Larry for what he does. It's just tremendous what he does, and Casey's having to take on extra stuff also, so I want to thank both of them.
Thank
And wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And we probably don't have Thanksgiving until Sunday after Thanksgiving. But anyway, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Guys?
Thank all my board members too.
I'd like to say that I appreciate everybody. I just wish more people would try to come out to our board meetings and participate. You know, all of us run for election for these offices, and if you come and watch us, you may get interested in seeking an office. You know, just wish people would come out. Want to also wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And think my daughter's having surgery the day before Thanksgiving. I just pray that everything goes good for that. And hopefully we're narrowing down to the last of her surgeries, which will be good. And I can't make the Health Wagon food giveaway, which I have tried to help with that before. But I have a board-appointed meeting that I have to attend in Lebanon on Thursday and won't be able to make it. But
It's the 4th
I
of
thank
December.
Larry, all of our board office, all of the girls downstairs in the
One of
office
our-
for
our company
everything that they do,
December
for
4th.
stepping up, helping each other,
Tazewell.
and trying to carry the load that sometimes we put on them to call, do this, do that, and all that. I appreciate everybody. Appreciate Larry for the extra loads that he carries and the dedication. I don't know of nobody that is as dedicated to a position as Larry Barton is. It's just overwhelming at the knowledge he has and how willing he is to serve this county.
Also, I forgot to thank Mr. Sturgill for keeping us straight.
Yeah,
We need that, so thank you.
you got to keep us straight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you.
Mr. Hall?
I'd like to invite everybody out to the Health Wagon giveaway. What date was that?
Thursday the
This
20th,
Thursday.
This Thursday.
At what
10:30.
time?
2 to 4, I think.
It's 10:30 to 2,
Oh.
I think. Let me make sure.
Hey, it's a all day
Yep,
thing.
you need a
not
little bit
much.
extra for Thanksgiving, come on out.
So what date is that, Larry?
The 20th,
The
It'll be the
20th?
20th from 10:30 till 2
yeah.
here at our building. They'll be lining up in the parking lot and driving around the building. Today, they delivered a lot of food items. They're packing 500 boxes in the back right now. So,
Great. Yeah, that's a good event.
You said it starts at
Helps a lot of people.
10:30.
10:30, yes.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
10:30 to 2, did you say?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, we're interrupting your time.
No, you're fine. Don't bother me a bit. I'd like to acknowledge that me and the chair, Mr. Thacker, and Mr. Martin went to VACO and participated in that. I learned a lot about energy and some other issues, housing and stuff, and learned what some other localities are doing to kind of resolve their issues, and made some good contacts with some other delegates and legislators outside of our area. So it was a great event. Learned a lot. And happy Thanksgiving.
All right. I too would like to thank all of our office staff here. Mr. Barton runs a very efficient office and works very late and very hard for the county, and we just can't thank him enough. And all of his staff, Casey and Karen, and all the ladies
Cindy.
that work, Cindy
Yeah,
and
Cindy.
Reba.
Reba, yeah. All of them work
All of
really
them work
hard to see
diligently.
that this county runs efficiently. And I know it seems like our meetings, it seems like we're robotic, we just kind of go through them, but we get these packets days before the meeting, and we've got a chance to sit down and read everything. It's not that we're trying to rush. If we have to stay here till midnight, we'll stay till midnight, but if we can move efficiently through the board packet, I think all of our board members are very vigilant in reading their packets and know what's coming up ahead of time and what we need to do. We don't vote on anything ahead of time. We don't, everything's done in public. We do it for the public to see. I want to congratulate Ridgeview football team
Yep.
on a fantastic season. And hope them the best coming up. And I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And don't forget, if you need a meal, that it is, they are coming on the 20th, 10:30 till 2. And the first 500 people here will get a voucher for a turkey, the way I understand it. Is that correct?
The way I understand as well on the
So
food.
if you're in
box.
need, this is the place to be on the 20th to make sure your family has a good Thanksgiving dinner.
And I'd like to thank all the board members for agreeing to help purchase food with that. So the county itself purchased some, so I appreciate y'all going.
And I think
I
each
just
one
come up
of
with a figure and I appreciate y'all.
very good.
I invite anybody that wants a turkey dinner for Sunday night. We're having turkey dinner at Future Chapel at 5 o'clock. I invite anybody that wants to come. You're more than welcome to come.
I thank all my board members that we work together very well, I think, and I think we're trying to do what's best for the county. And Mr. Barton guides us and Will keeps us straight, so we're doing the best we can.
Doing great.
And that's it. That's all I have. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
No, recess.
Recess.
Recess, you're right. We're recessed. We're not adjourned.
I made
Items we're
no,
taking back up, so.
Yeah.
And we need to announce the date too for the
Take what?
recess.
yeah,
Everybody's gonna
recess
take
till
back
when?
up.
December the 1st is 5.
Oh, I thought you was taking the papers
Something
back
back
up.
up.
I thought, Lord, I didn't zip them up.
First,
No, I said I made a note for recess
Yeah, I
instead
knew
of
it was
adjourn.
recessing.
Yeah, December the 1st.
December the 1st,
5:30 p.m. Same place
here?
here. Yes,
5:30.
5:30. Will you send out notice?
I will.
Okay,
Notes a reminder.
But I'll
I guess
write
that's
them.
it.
Well, I'm doing it now.
Motion to adjourn. Do we have one?
Yes,
Or
she-
No.
recess.
The recess is
I
it.
meant recess. I'm
She
sorry.
lives-
Oh, I make a motion that we recess until Monday, December the 1st at 5:30 PM.
Second.
Motion and second to recess until the date provided.
December the 1st.
5:30.
Did you second it, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay, motion and second, all in favor?
Ah.
Ayes, well.
And we'll come